Just one little binger to brighten up your day. Come on, man.
Just one hit, and I gotta go.
You asshole.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is Saturday night. You know what that means. Another round of Modern Comic Mayhem is getting ready to go into the books. We got a live crew with us at the beginning of the show. I want to say thank you to everybody that joins in at the beginning of these shows. You guys really, really help a lot. And I want to remind you, let's beat this fucking algorithm. I don't care if we cuss in the first 20 minutes or 2 minutes. I don't care if we hit 6-foot bongs in the first minute. Hit that like button. That shit will help us. So hit that like button. Let's get some more people in here. We got a lot of fun stuff to talk about tonight. Most importantly, as you guys see the crew with me right now, we got something very special right now. The very first artist showcase member to jump into the combatant arena. We got art by Fitz in the house. What up, brother?
Man, appreciate you having me, man. Appreciate you having me.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, man. I love, there's nothing more exciting to me than finding good art, whether that be, paintings, whether that be comic book art, whether that be music, a new band, a new artist. That to me is probably one of the best highs that I could find. It's always been something, even as a little kid, I remember, hearing new music for the first time. And when you find that new band and you want to go tell everybody about it, I get that same thing when I find a new artist that I love. And when Josh showed me your art, I geeked out. It was a couple shows ago, and we've been talking about you ever since. And it's just it's really good stuff. For those of you guys that don't know, let me show you guys Fitz's stuff. Make sure you guys go check out Fitz's IG. His IG is where it's at right now for sure. He's got a lot of really cool stuff over there. But this is some of the stuff that we saw early on over when Josh showed me Fitz's page, and you guys will recognize it if you seen the last couple shows. Some beautiful, beautiful stuff. He is like all over the place, all kinds of different mediums, which I really love, man. I think that's great. But I think this was the first thing that I really saw that made me go, okay, I like where this dude's head's at. His head is in the same headspace as me. This is amazing. What is some of the stuff that you grew up? What are some of the artists that really kind of like help shape your art now?
I guess let me say who I grew up with. It was I'll say a lot of cartoons inspired me. I wasn't as far as inspired as artists growing up. So it was a lot of like Cartoon Network, like Rugrats stuff, Powerpuff Girls, Johnny Bravo, all those kind of cartoons, just stuff that really hit home for me, the silly stuff. Looney Tunes really was like a driver for me.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Old
man.
school.
Now really the
Animaniacs.
artists, yeah, stuff like that. Now like artists inspire me. It's like Scotty Young and the cartoons, people who got like a real different style. That kind of like cartoon work is really what inspires me the most.
Yeah, I remember one of the first artists that was really cartoonish that I really fell in love with was Ed McGuinness. And it was when he was doing his run on Superman with Jeff Loeb that I was just like, man, this dude is next level. He started doing the Majestic stuff. I fell in love with his stuff. Ed McGuinness was that first really cartoony guy that I remember falling in love with. And then I remember falling in love with people like Bruce Timm, of course, Batman Adventures stuff, all that type of stuff. But man, I love that you said Scotty Young, because I think Scotty Young, he's been a really interesting journey for a lot of fans, especially in the comic art world, that probably weren't as big of fans when we first started seeing his stuff. And over the years, a lot of people that really didn't like him at first have really fell in love with his art, which is very interesting. I love that type of like journey through people's art and stuff like that. You just got back from Miami. You went down there for Art Basel. We've been talking about Art Basel on the radar a lot lately. How was it?
Yeah, it was a great turnout. Like I said, this was behind stage. It was my first time showcasing down there, so it was a great stepping stone. Met a lot of people in the right places. So hopefully next year I can get something a little bit bigger and more paintings out there. So
Yeah,
Hell
that's
yeah.
awesome. That's great. How has the response been from comic fans in general?
oh man, ever since I've actually like got more in tune with it and like commented it more and like just kind of been more on the scene, it's been great, man. I've had a lot more like people actually when I post comic books on my story, people actually respond to me. I used to have post comics all the time and people like, yo, nobody cares. And now I got people who interact with me and we can have conversations about comic books. And even people even look out for me and like send me stuff now. So it's really dope.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, this is great. This is good stuff. So, who has hit you up? Has anybody hit you up to do any covers yet?
For like comics,
Yeah.
no, I've never other than like small publish not small publishing, but like small independent people who like reach out and I do like a book for them. I've done a couple children's books. But far as comic books, I've actually never had aspirations to do comics. I've just been a huge fan of the genre. It's just kind of like never been a thing for me. It's just kind of seemed it just seemed kind of limiting in the finance world, I guess I should say.
Bro, is that
So-
Urkel, bro?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. That's good stuff, dude.
Man, that's fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you know it's gonna change right now. The fact that nobody's reached out to you for comics. 'Cause I tell you right now, we're gonna get some people that are gonna reach out to you right now to do some exclusives. Where can they send stuff to you other than your IG? Do you have any place you like business inquiries sent to you?
I got my email attached to my Instagram, and then
Okay.
I have a website, artbyfitz.org. So yeah, people can reach out either way.
All right, because I'm telling you right now, this type of shit is a game changer. You know, I love I love that I talk shit about it, but I still love it at the same time about homage covers. And I was telling Fitz behind on backstage before the show that you know he was giving me shit for talking shit about homages, but when you do them right, they are amazing.
Dude,
And,
that's
you know,
fucking awesome right there, dude.
I
Yeah.
love that.
yeah. So, and that's the first thing I said. I said, what has been the response on the Super Mood 3 art?
That's
Because that is
badass, man.
excellent. Yeah. This is very good stuff. When you were out in Art Basel, did you spend any time checking out anybody else's stuff? Did you go to any other little showcases or anything?
Yeah, I went to obviously the convention center. But I've checked out Hebrew Brantley's. That's like one of my favorite artists.
Yes, that's exactly who I was gonna ask, brother. You read my mind. I was gonna ask if you went and saw the Hebrew Brantley stuff because you know we love following his stuff over here. We talk about his stuff a lot on OTR. I know Vinny and Marcus are big fans of Hebrew Brantley, and you could tell there's a little bit of Hebrew Brantley in your art, which is a good thing, man. This is a good thing.
No, I definitely am not ashamed to say I'm inspired by people. I mean, this Basquiat. I mean, pretty much anybody who's been a black artist who's done what I'm trying to do has kind of inspired me in some form or fashion. So
yeah, that's excellent. That's excellent. So, that means that we got to change stuff. So I wanna say it here right now. Any comic retailers out there, I'm talking about the Hive Comics, I'm talking about the Bird City Comics, I'm talking about the Wanted Comics, I'm talking about all these guys. Let's try and get this guy situated on a good title that will work for him, and get some of his art out there because I think he can really do something in the comic scene as well as the art scene in general. I mean, it's absolutely amazing stuff. I love this right here too. I love the little Moon Knight cosplay, especially this style, man. That's good stuff, man. Really good stuff. So
yeah, man.
yeah.
I'm a comic guy to the T, man. I've been collecting comics since I was a kid, so it's kind of now I can actually afford the expensive books to a certain extent, uh, and now I just get them when I want
You pick up anything interesting lately?
them. It's kind of been quiet lately. I've been just trying to get all the good deals that's here. I've been picking up DC books for the past year, so I'm glad.
You're a smart man.
Yep.
So I'm glad
Yeah.
James Gunn is finally, hopefully, going to do something different. I got a lot of faith in him.
Yeah, we're definitely going to talk about that. We definitely we're starting to see the formation of the gun
Hey,
universe
go
over
back
at
up.
DC.
Go back up. Is that Dr. J? Click
Right
on
there.
that. Bro, that's badass, dude.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm trying to make an NBA Street, like
Yeah.
cartoon type of characters and stuff like that, man. I want
Dude,
to make.
that looks good, man. That's good.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, all your stuff is excellent, man. And I love seeing stuff like this behind the scenes stuff. I was talking to Fitz and Josh behind and backstage, and he was showing us some of the stuff he was working on. And I love seeing, where people do their work and behind the scenes stuff. It really helps, especially form like a community fan showcase and stuff like that. This is excellent right here. I fucking love that. We need to throw that on a comic cover ASAP. So, oh man, this right here is excellent too. Very, very good stuff.
That's cool.
Very good stuff. Yeah, man. So
Speaking of
we're
Hebrew.
gonna. Yep, exactly. So, yeah, man, this is very excellent stuff. Make sure you guys go follow Fitz's stuff on IG. Let me go ahead and I'm gonna drop his information in the live chat for everybody to check it out. Also, you guys, it's gonna be in the description below. And now that you've done it once, Fitz, you're welcome anytime, man. So
Oh,
we
man.
appreciate you hanging out, and you know how this works. Anytime you got a bail, you just throw up the deuces and call it a night, and we'll be in touch. You're part of the crew now. So, but here is the web page for everybody in the live chat. Go check out his webpage. You guys can go check out his IG Art by Fitz. It's very easy to find, and you're gonna want to follow his page. Trust me, a lot of interesting stuff. I know. I really hope that. Do you selling prints and stuff right now too? Right? Do you have
Nah,
much?
yeah, I got all that stuff is on my website. And I actually would love to give away one if you guys would let me here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. Give me that Dr. J. Really, dude.
Nah, yeah, I got a couple with me, man. I love
Are you selling that Dr. J on your website?
Actually, man, just DM me, man. I'll get you one.
Okay.
Don't even worry about it, man.
Yeah, this is great stuff, man. So basically, we're gonna give one away to our live fans. So you guys know how that works. Just be active in the chat. Sometime during the show, we're gonna pick a winner and give you guys a chance to pick up some of this great stuff by Art by Fitz. And I would also suggest that people go spend some money over here.
You see that kid
be a
in play?
patron of this man.
Scroll down. You see that kid in play one?
Oh yeah, right there. Yeah, excellent stuff.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
So I like it all, man. It's excellent. And keep just pumping out good work, man. That's the key. I mean, none of us got to tell you this. You know it. You're doing it right.
Yeah.
So cool stuff. But excellent. All right, you guys, let's move on. We're gonna let Fitz just hang out, be part of the show, and drop some nuggets with us tonight. I was telling the guys behind the stage that I lately it's felt really. I don't know whether it's just winter, and you guys know how it is during wintertime, especially in the comics world. It feels like a little muted. We're coming to the end of the con season. We're at the end of the con season. Everything kind of feels a little bit down. Prices are down, excitement's down. I think at the beginning of the year, at the beginning of the con season, everybody was going crazy, right? Like it was exciting. People were happy. Sales were hot and heavy on every platform. But, things have changed. And I think that Hood really inspired me a couple of shows back when he said that we need somebody to actually write something that is good. We need somebody to fill some guts of a book and give us a reason to the first story on every show we do is about this book every month, you know what I mean? Or a couple books every month. You know, we always talk about Capullo and Snyder on Batman, New 52. We talk about Jeff Johns and Ethan Van Sciver and the Green Lantern stuff, and Alan Moore and Frank Miller back in the 80s, and you know, Grant Morrison and Garth Ennis in the 90s. And you had these guys that were writing exciting stuff that were game changers, not just in a lot of young adolescents' lives and kids' lives, but also in the comic world. And I think that we need that again. We need that quote unquote savior to kind of change stuff. And I don't know what to think. You know, I think for a while there, a lot of us were thinking it could be Donny Cates. We were just waiting for Donny Cates to stick a landing, and you know, that hasn't happened. A lot of us were kind of getting a little bit excited about maybe what was happening in DC with James Tynion doing some DC stuff, and that didn't really give us anything crazy. You know, we were a little excited maybe with the Rom V and Detective, and it's decent. I mean, but it's nothing game changing. It's been really rough lately. There hasn't been anybody out there that I can think of that we're excited about. What are you guys' thoughts?
You know, honestly, I think, you know, people have run out of ideas. You know, like, you have so many comics. People have, you know, like, if a writer tries to write something, somebody probably already had that idea and already put it in a book. You know, a fresh idea has got to be something that nobody's ever tried before for it to be the game changer, right? I've never read Batman this way. It's a whole different take on Batman, a whole different take on Superman, Green Lantern, or any character. Like, where do you take a character that just about anything and everything's been written about them? You know,
Yeah.
How do you move the needle? And whoever figures that out is going to make a lot of money.
Yeah. I think that there was a short period where we were seeing it happen in some of the independent stuff. You know, we got a real nice spark from Department of Truth and Something is Killing the Children. We got a real nice spark from Stray Dogs. I think Stray Dogs was like, you know, unfortunately, it was just a mini. You know what I mean? And it's hard when they're minis, you know, like that, to continue that hype and that excitement. I don't, you know, Star Wars, we kind of had a little bit going on with Star Wars.
I thought Noah was a good story.
Yeah.
Which one?
No, it was. What did you think of the ending? I just felt like the ending was.
I mean, I see where your point with the ending being that being a rough, but I mean, it was kind of hard. I mean, I would never have killed off Noel. That would never be my thing. But like you said, it's kind of hard to stick a landing when you really don't know what to do with the character. They probably didn't know the character was going to be that impactful when he started. So I don't know, man. It was just, is there really ever an ending that we're going to ever just be loving everybody 100% on one side?
Great point. Great fucking point. That is all right. Let's think here. Ending wise, if there's been one.
But for me, like, independents have always been, or for the last couple of years, I've been excited most about reading independents, but it doesn't have the reach or like the big two have, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but I mean, like, they do get recognition and all that, but then eventually when they do cross over, it seems like they get jaded by that point, or they have so much direction that they have to follow a certain formula or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I was going to say, I think Donny Cates did something that not a lot of people have done. And you talk about game changer. He goes and pulls just a character off of a Jason Aaron book and says, you know what, I'm going to do something with that. And he asks Aaron, can I borrow that character? I'm going to do something with it. And then just creates, you know, like the god of the symbiotes, you know, because they had done just about it, you know, pushed the envelope on that, and he just created this whole world. You know, that's the type of stuff that needs to be done in order for it to have the scale that I think we're looking for. I mean, maybe we're spoiled. Maybe, you know what I mean?
Do you guys think that we could be getting something with this new Thanos storyline.
Yeah.
Have you guys read this at all? The first issue? The new
No,
issue?
I ordered that Empire Strikes Back homage, Gone with the Wind.
Yeah.
Mhm. I read the
Yeah.
synopsis, but I haven't read the book.
Yeah, I haven't read this either.
It's supposed to be the Black Infinity Stone or something like that.
The cover
It's
is sick.
basic. Yeah, the synopsis was pretty interesting, talking about Thor needing to find out where that premonition he got, where that's coming from, what's going on with that, and him looking into Thanos. And I thought that Eternals, that the Esad Ribic Eternals run was excellent. I thought that the art was great, the story was good. It just didn't have that carry that I think that a lot of like those savior books that I'm talking about have. It was good. I think that I'm a little worried that comics has become this thing where it's all about that big event, and it's not about these good stories throughout multiple world building things. It all has to come together in this big event. You know what I mean? Like we have 2 or 3 X-Men events. We're getting ready to do the Sinister stuff, which looks excellent, but I don't think there's been a big world event that's really hit it out of the park in a long time. So I was hoping that as the future of comics kind of changed, that would change with it. No more of these big events, but I don't think that's happening. And I think that it's going to be interesting to see how they play this. If they're going to play this into this is a preamble to a big event, or if they're just going to make a cool cosmic story. And if they can do that, if they can make a cool cosmic story with a payoff, and that payoff being that premonition, right? Get Donny Cates back. We saw a lot of people are talking about the recent rumors that Capullo and Cates are teaming up, which would be awesome. I'm down for it.
That would be badass.
Yeah. Capullo put out a tweet saying he's about to Marvel up, which I love, and Donny Cates replied to it. So I thought that was great. I'm hoping that we might see this out of this Thanos event.
You may.
Yeah,
we could, because everybody geeked out about that premonition when it happened. You remember that Fitz was talking about the Thanos or the Thor 6 second print. That premonition at that final splash page, which was such a big deal.
Which one?
I think
this one.
You got it.
That one.
Yep.
Mama!
So, a book that's very cheap still. I mean, there was a ton of those.
I only have 65. So
yeah, I'm not surprised.
So I'm not giving up any.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. We'll
I got
see.
them for
We'll
$1,
see.
bro.
Yeah. Yep. I seem to remember pictures of 20 on each arm. So. But it says here for Thor, solicitation information for Thor issue 30, which releases in January 21st, further hints at Thanos' return. The synopsis reads, the legacy of Thanos concludes, and it says here, the journey into mysterious waters after chasing Corvus Glaive, the kidnapper of Thor's baby sister, into a vault that requires the blood of a god to open. Thor and Runa find themselves face to face with King Bor himself and Thanos. What dark, bloody secrets of Asgard's past lie in the twisting, cryptic story, and what that will reveal about a future with the entire Marvel universe.
See, now that's a synopsis, bro.
Yeah.
There you go.
So
I mean, we gotta wait a whole year for this shit, dude. Like, come on, man.
No, it starts right now.
No, I'm saying like
Death
all
Note.
year we haven't had anything, dude.
Yeah, you're right.
Get your popcorn ready, bro.
Yeah. Well, it's out right now, you guys. It gives you a reason to go to the comic store, pick up one of these Death Notes. It might, it's got 2 beautiful covers. If you guys saw the Hot 10 last week or yesterday, the Thanos book was on there pretty heavy in the top of that list, and not even the one that I love the most, the one that we talked about, the the Acuna one, which is beautiful, but Where is it? Let me find it. Here we go. The A cover is beautiful too. I love that. That's just a great cover right there. Beautiful with the space, the eternity of space on the one side of his face. I love that. But man, this was the Gist variant, the 1 in 100 Gist variant, sitting on a throne of skulls. It's got death behind him. And to me, the coolest thing about Thanos always was his relationship with death. And the fact that he was in love with death and death was not in love with him, and everything he did was a way to show her that he loved her and that he would do anything for her, including destroying half of the universe. You know what I mean? And she still wouldn't recognize him. And that was such
a bitch, dude.
what a great fucking storyline. Holy shit.
Question. How similar, McClay, is that left hand to the one in the final pages of
It's
Thor?
the same one, bro.
It's the same.
Is it the same
thing.
one? I haven't pulled that book
Identical.
out. I haven't pulled that book out in forever. So
You got it, Andy. That's exactly what it is. And we're all waiting to find out. You know, this could be a return of Black Winter too. You know, a lot of people are theorizing that stone in there is Black Winter inside that stone, which is fascinating. I love that. That's a great idea. A lot of people are speculating somehow that this might not even be Thanos. This might be Thane.
Thane, get your Thane first appearances, bro.
Yeah. Avengers 10, right? Of that third volume. New Avengers 10, I mean.
Like Donnie said, that he said this early on, it wasn't going to be the end of this. It's just taking a while. So
yeah, and the Cosmic one said it too. The Black Order is such a great set of characters. Again, there's very few reasons to kill off villains, you guys.
Yeah,
it's just not necessary 90% of the time. And the Black Order was such a great group of characters.
Yeah, I mean, you could have kept them around for the Guardians of the Galaxy, but you killed them off, man.
Yes.
What was the Emperor? What was his name?
He's back. He's back, dude. He's
but you could have kept them around for the movies, man.
Oh yeah. That would have been great. It would have been good. We'll see. I'm really stoked to see where this lands and see where this goes. We're gonna keep an eye on this, but I want to know from other people out there, especially people that catch us on the rewind. Leave some information in the comments about what we're talking about, and if there is a savior out there, if there is a way to fix this, because I think that the key to me is we need to change it. It's so weird. You get something that you want, and then you get too much of it, and you don't want it anymore, right? And the art on comics is always what pulled you in, right? It's what pulled a lot of people in immediately, the art. And we keyed in on the art so much that we forgot about the story, and most people don't even read the stories anymore because they're not that great. And now we want that. We want the story more than anything. We're getting tired of just the art.
But do you think it's because of the times of changing that we get so much instant gratification right away, like where you can just hop online, read a bunch of whatever books, and then there's no point of waiting week to week anymore, right?
Yes.
Almost. I mean, I still like the hunt on, weekly, or just doing full boxes. So
like if Marvel's not going to follow the source material, right? And we've said this, that it makes it tough to speculate on what books are to buy. Then we need some new books that generate the type of hype these other books used to have. Give us some good brand new characters that don't seem like they're being fucking forced on us. You know what I mean? Like, let it happen organically, and or they were already there and we just didn't see it. That those are cool surprises that
Star Wars. There's a whole universe that's undiscovered in Star Wars, and we
Well, there's a lot of characters in Star Wars that haven't really done anything with, and like you've got this whole like encyclopedia of characters that until someone has the balls to come and do something different. I think everybody's afraid of doing it wrong. Like, we're not going to know if these guys don't try.
This is exactly.
I'm glad you're talking about that, Andy, and Star Wars, because I want to talk about that also, because I feel like Star Wars had that going for a short period of time, especially with the High Republic Adventures stuff. But I felt like the storylines that they're telling right now, they don't hold my interest. The whole Sabe stuff, it seems off to me, especially where they're going with it. The Luke stuff feels a little off to me right now. The Afra stuff, I'm not too happy with. It kind of feels off. Like, those storylines don't feel great. And High Republic did not hit for me like I think a lot of people thought it did. The High Republic Adventures, it was fun. And the new High Republic stuff, it feels like they're taking on a little bit more of that adventures type tone, especially with the new character they got, all the new characters that they got coming. But what are you looking forward to Star Wars wise, Andy? Is there anything specific?
You know what I'm really looking forward to is this is the time to break that mold, especially looking at Star Wars. Like, am I having fun with Star Wars titles? Yes. Could they be better? Absolutely. I can't tell you for how long I preached about how I was unhappy with where Wong was going with Dr. Aphra until recently. But like, throw Lemire on Dr. Aphra. Throw some of these other amazing indie writers. Give them an opportunity to break the mold, punch through into this other larger section of Star Wars. Why is Aphra not out in a ship with the murder droids bouncing from sector to sector, hunting like Indiana Jones? I mean,
right.
Why is that not happening? Why is Aphra only there being tied into events and of, like you said, like larger events that aren't really playing a major role in holding our anticipation, or not our anticipation, but holding our attention? It's like they're constantly trying to play things safe. DC, Marvel, a lot of the other stuff, like a la Berserker. I mean, we're talking about stuff that's being curated for being curated or prepared so that a movie can come out, but nobody's willing to kind of test the waters and break through. They're like playing it safe and kind of creating stuff with the idea of hitting a screen somewhere instead of just putting the best foot forward and creating something that knocks our socks off and then letting it happen organically.
I think that's the new way of Hollywood, right? You know, when these guys would run around and chase producers, hey, I've got a script, I've got a screenplay, I've got this. Now they're just jumping on books, independent titles, and just adapting a story that would translate to screen and hope that it gets options so they can get paid. And it's been the new way of business now, instead of these writers writing something that other writers could build on. I'm leaving this story, but you can build on this.
It's almost like Marvel's putting constraints on creators, because Soul, one of the best Star Wars writer over the last like 10 years of modern Star Wars reads that I've been reading, his writing right now doesn't even hold a candlelight to like his Vader in 2017, that Vader run, or any of the other stuff that Soul's done in the past. So it's like Soul didn't become less of a writer over the last 10 years. You know what I mean? It's like almost like there's constraints being put on these creators.
And there probably is. McFarlane came out and said, you know, one of the main reasons why he left is like, you know, he talked about corporate characters, and you can't fuck with these corporate characters because, like, you know, he talked about like I went and did Spawn because you know, if I try and do Batman, they won't let me kill the Joker. You know what I mean? So like, and he said, if you're a good writer, you can write another bad guy just as good as the Joker. But like, you know, these people get scared. I mean, corporate means money and means a lot of people are investing in it. So.
And it is definitely corporate, man. Big time corporate. So I get it. I understand it. Did you guys see Kevin Scott recently come out? He made I think it was a Twitter post maybe, or an IG post, talking about AI art. And Yeah, man, and a lot of people getting starting to get really interested in AI art and what it's doing, not just on the art level, but the writing level. And we got an artist here right now, and that I would love to hear his take on the whole
Oh
AI art
man,
thing. Fitz.
I'll drink a little bit too, man. That's gosh.
He's all, fuck that book, man.
Nah, man, I'm not a huge fan of AI art. I'm not a fan of the whole virtual virtual concerts thing now that's going to be coming up. So a whole bunch of things that's just taking a lot more money from artists, and that's just what I kind of look at AI is. Now everybody's going to feel like they can just, and I think there's a fee to do it. So now everybody's just going to pay the fee, get a bunch of digital images, and have a blast. So it's a bunch of thousands of people who've never wanted to invest in art now having, AI art. So it's pretty crazy.
Well, not only that, and we always said that it's a fine line. AI art, it's such a fine line to walk, because on one side you've got these beautiful images, and it's amazing, the technology and everything about it is just great. But on the other hand, you have that other side that feels like people are going to start taking advantage of the AI art, saying that they made this and that they're a real artist and they didn't, and taking money from real artists. And Kevin Scott put out this recent post that talked about there's a bunch of these new apps that are being touted out there that are using the AI arts algorithms and stuff. And for those of you guys that don't know, basically what happens is it just goes out there. You put in a command, or like we've showed it on here in the Midjourney stuff. You put in a couple commands or what you're looking for, and it searches every image on the internet that matches those words and puts them all together and creates this thing. Well, where's it getting those things, those images? It's getting them from artists that have created them, right? So it's that fine line has become a theft thing now, right? Because, for instance, we saw art by Fitz's stuff on his IG. He's got a lot of great stuff on his IG. Any hashtags that he used in any of those posts that match that algorithm, they're going to take from his art, right? They're going to take from his art. And that's a very interesting thing. And the artists are starting to now realize it. But at the same time that you're worried about theft, you have people like Boss Logic making the comment that, which this is what I loved. And I love how he stated it. He said, I'm not saying I like it or hate it, but I'm just asking the question. And that's the most important part to me is, okay, let's have an educated discourse about it. Let's talk about it. Let's play devil's advocate. And he played devil's advocate by saying, hey, for the longest time, digital artists were considered not real artists, right? Mm-hmm. And now they are. And it's the same type of thing. So we're going to continue to key in on it. I'm going to continue to bring on different types of artists and different mediums and ask them what they think. I think it's very interesting. But not only are we getting the art side of it, we're not, with visual art, now you're starting to get the written side, right? And you've got these things that are, you're saying, hey, come up with a story about a hero's journey character in the medieval ages, but they're, instead of dragons, it's, flying pigs, you know what I mean? And it comes up with these amazing stories that are all, basically in a second, it will come up with these stories. Have you guys seen that? It's crazy. Absolutely bonkers.
Just crazy as hell.
Yeah.
The machines are taking over, man.
Well, it seems like also like people are now like deciding to choose sides of it, right?
Yes.
Where it's creating a division of how you feel about AI art, which it's still, I think it's still new that we haven't seen, I guess, its full potential of what it can do, and then also like it is taken away from creators.
Well, that's the main thing. Like, artists to me are people that invest their soul into a piece, and you feel that when you look at it. And
Yes.
so when and I'm not saying that AI art, they're not investing time and imagination, but like artists, they grind and to give you, what's coming from their heart. You know what I mean? Are you getting that same type of uh, love from an art piece? You know what I mean? I mean, it's different when someone does a commission for you, or I mean, you feel it. I don't know,
Yeah.
like see something like that. It's cool
Right?
to mess around with, but
Mhm.
I if I'm gonna own an art piece, I want somebody that like drew it from hand, and and
Mhm.
Well, here's the problem. Like this immediately reminds me of Ron English, right? This immediately reminds me of
Mhm.
Ron
Yeah,
English.
right.
And I'm such a big fan of Ron English, especially the superhero stuff he did. And I see this, and people like Ron English should take a little bit offense to this, because this was just made by searching, a couple of images that could be from him. And it's so interesting, man. It's such a weird dichotomy of technology and ease of use. And on the other hand, I also look at it and go, man, I look at some AI art and it immediately starts these small little creations in my head about what could be. You know what I mean?
right.
Not just with future technology, but like I look at some AI art and I go, man, that's a great idea. That could become a great story. People could see this image and create such a great story off of just looking at that image, or that image. It could make making comic books easier, and it's tough, man. It's weird stuff.
I mean, it's
That's
it's a
very
dangerous route to go, especially when artists are trying to come up and introduce their work, and trying to grind to get a shot at like working for DC or Marvel, and then them saying, now we can save money by doing this on the computer. It's like that's not
yeah.
cool.
Do you guys think AI art could like leapfrog over print media and play a much larger role in, say, video game development and other things, and then kind of not even really impact print media, like comic books specifically, comic books and trade paperbacks? You think, because it just seems like the playing field of comic books, trade paperbacks, and things is a much smaller world than what AI art could benefit from?
I think there's gonna be always a place for artists, directors, writers, stuff like that. I mean, just like we were talking about Donny Cates. I mean, a computer can't put out what Donny Cates can think. I mean, there's gonna always be an artist that has a special mind that you just can't type into a computer. So I just think that's gonna always be I think it gets a lot harder. Just like when comedians had to deal with Instagram famous people now who's getting all famous from going viral and stuff like that. Just thinks it gets a little harder, but I think there's gonna always be a place for real art and real people.
Yeah, like a lot of the stuff that we're talking about right now, it almost seems like AI. Like, why would the future of AI art even consider, there's that place for traditional artists? Like, if it's just like you're saying, like, why would AI art try to take over this? You know what I mean?
Where I think there's a place where I immediately see a place where it's going to take the money out of artists' hands, and that is places like this. You guys all know about Displate,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And they got a lot of artists that they're paying, to come up with these ideas and these different things, and now like all this stuff is just basically this is all AI art to me now. You know what I mean? You can make 10,000 displays ideas in 2 hours
Hmm.
with the AI art. It's going to put a lot of people out of business. So it'll never put nostalgia out of business, I hope, because you see things like these old Dungeons and Dragon boxes or old comic book art and stuff like that. Like I think that will always be there, but hell man, stuff like this, I mean, this is just AI art central. It's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out.
It's
Um,
definitely gonna be a dangerous ball game from here going
yes,
forward.
yes. Oh,
I
and
mean,
I like what Adi Granov said. Adi Granov said that earlier in the past year or two, it's been about NFT art and how NFT art is the new doom comer, and now it's AI art. There's always something. So I think that the key, like we've been talking about, is artists continuing to up their game, right? Continuing to make their craft better. And another key is, I'll tell you a key right here. Show people, show yourself making the art, whether it's time lapse, whether it's cool little documentaries, whether show yourself making that art. That's going to help so much in the future, I think.
You know what, Brian? You know what this reminds me of, and it just came into my head right now. This is like fake titties, bro.
Yeah. Yes.
Right? It's like fake titties. I mean, everybody likes them.
Do they?
But sometimes we just like the real thing. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do. I agree. brother.
AI art equal fake titties.
Yeah.
But is
like
it also starting a bigger conversation as well, that like automation and all that's starting to take over as well for jobs? I mean, we see it in stores every day now. Like, do you check out with a person or do you go to a self checkout?
Yeah,
it's like that's
you're
like
right.
Yeah,
It's scary, dude. Scary because it's also happening, and not just those places, happening at places like McDonald's and fast food places. It's all little self checkouts and stuff like that. So
You know
it's
what you
very
need at a
interesting.
self checkout? You need somebody talking shit to the people checking out. Man, you're slow.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hurry it up? Can you hurry it up? Oh man, that would be great, dude.
Is this your first time?
Yeah. The computer talks to you saying you're slow. That'd be
Hey,
funny.
Josh. There's something. Can we talk about the Jack White stuff, Josh?
Yeah. What do you want to talk about?
So for those of you guys that don't know, we've kind of keyed in on it before. The foreign comic auction brought out some very interesting collectors out there, into the limelight, aka the one and only Jack White of the White Stripes bought some pieces from Josh, which was very interesting. And we also
Really?
recently, yeah, man, which is cool, right? I mean, that's super cool. But we also have seen recently the Eminem stuff, right? The Eminem book coming out, and him being a big comic collector kind of added to that. And we've got a lot of these bigger names, influencers, artists, musicians, athletes that are collectors, which we all love to hear about. We love to hear, not just with famous people, but with anybody. We love to hear what people are collecting. That's why pickups are so great. And I just thought it was so interesting, the fact that Jack White was into collecting foreign comic stuff, and I didn't know about his comic stuff. But did you see this recently, Josh? I don't know if you could help us out with this. Do you know much about this right here? This is coming out.
Oh yeah, he's getting a variant cover from DC for World's Finest.
Oh shit, you guys. I told you the waterfall is getting ready to start. This is like we're gonna start. We thought Exclusives game was coming to an end. No, it's just getting bigger. And we have Eminem getting into it now, Jack White getting into it. I'm telling you guys, we're gonna see Whatnot getting it. Like I'm telling you right now, Bolo is sitting in some room with some other minds that they're going, let's write down a list of famous people that we can get to do exclusive covers and sponsored by us, and do the same thing that we did with Eminem. And not only is he doing it, so are people and other publishers and Marvel and DC. They're doing the same thing, and we're going to see a ton more of these.
I think this is just I don't think this is an exclusive. I think
No,
it's just
this isn't
it's just like a cover B or C.
Yes. Just it's not an exclusive. It's like you said, it is the cover B. It's the World's Finest number 11 cover D, the Jack White cardstock variant. So,
and it's not. It doesn't surprise me because he is a huge Superman and Batman fan. So, like, I had no idea this was coming out until I forget where I saw it at, or maybe his guy told me about it, and I was like, okay, like this makes sense. Like he's a huge DC fan, so
I would have tried to work a trade and get an autographed album or some shit like that, Josh.
That's
You know what I'm
what
saying?
Aaron always tell. Aaron told
With
me
a
that I need to try
fingerprint
and-
on there.
I mean,
Aaron told me I need to get a guitar.
yeah,
So
Ooh, yeah.
because he
No,
probably
you
has
need to
a
get a sit down interview on
Yeah,
Beyond
I'm
Wednesdays. That's what
trying,
you
dude.
need.
Trust me. I'm trying. The guy is so busy. Like I think he's finally home now from touring, and I was talking to the guy that buys stuff for him because I'm trying to get him on the phone with one of my other buddies that has some stuff he might be interested in. But I was like, hey, just a reminder, whenever Jack has time, when he gets home from tour from the holidays, if we could hop on the phone for like 5 minutes. And he's like, I don't even know where he is right now. He's like, I think he's hanging out with Bob Dylan. And I'm like, what a life, man. What a life.
Yeah. Hanging out with Bob Dylan and buying
Yeah.
super ombre Paquito number 255 from Heritage Comics auction, which is very cool to see somebody not only be into comic collecting, but also be into like the niche comic collecting, foreign comic collecting, and that type of stuff. So it's pretty cool to see that. Did he buy multiple? Did he buy multiple items or just this one?
Yeah, so he bought that book. The only two books I know are the ones that he bought from me that I had at that auction, but I think he might have bought more. But he bought that book, and he bought that Brazilian Brave and the Bold 28 that I had up there from Brazil. And then he's bought some stuff from me like privately as well. So
very cool, man. I love it. I love it.
Is that his page?
No, this is Josh's page.
Oh,
right
yeah.
here.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
he
was
bought
like-
he bought that. Yeah.
So the other night on the Hot 10, I found out that one of my all-time favorite hip hop artists is a huge comics and collectibles guy, right? And it geeked me out. I found this out last night on the Hot 10, and I did not know about it. You guys remember Kwame? You guys remember Kwame the Boy Genius? You probably don't. This is a 1980s hip hop artist. He had a couple hit songs off that first album, one called The Rhythm, another one called Sweet Thing, and old school hip hop artist from the 80s. He was one of the first tapes that I ever remember buying myself was that first album. And to hear like this late that this dude is into the same shit that we're into. Can you hear that?
Hasbro toys, they have this side thing called HasLab, and you do a crowdfunding for a fan favorite figure. Once the crowdfunding is done, the figure goes into production and it gets here.
This is the type of shit that I love finding out, and I'm gonna do my best over the continuation of this channel to try and get some of these people on. So I would like to reach out to all the fans out there that if you know any other famous people or some of your favorite celebrities and favorite athletes and musicians that are huge into collecting the stuff that we love, I want to know, because I want to reach out to them and find out their backstories and stuff like that. I would love to get Kwame on the radar or on Modern Comic Mayhem to come and talk about this stuff, just because how big I was of a fan growing up and listening to his stuff. To see this and to see him going and hanging out at cons and stuff really, really excites me. And on that same type of level, I want to know like if there's any people out that when you found out they were collectors made you feel the same way. I know that I'm sure people are just finding out that Eminem's a huge Spider-Man fan and comic book fan, and he's he owns an AF-15 and all that type of stuff. So very interesting stuff.
Yeah, there's a ton of celebrities out there. I mean, it'd probably shock everyone like to find out who all is into it, because like the guy that just bought that El Sorprendente Hombre Arana, he's an indie film director, and he's got a movie coming out soon, so it'll be.
Are you allowed to say who it is?
So no, he Jack White didn't care, but this guy does not want me to release his info just because he's like, hey, there's a lot of weirdos out there, and like I totally get that. So, but yeah, he's got an interesting movie coming out soon that I feel like I have to go see now. So,
Have you seen any of his films?
I have not. They
That'd have been
were
fucked up. Yeah, you really messed the bed on that last movie, man. You're right.
yeah, no, he's like I honestly had never heard of any of the indie movies he had put out before, or this one that he's doing. But like once I saw it, I'll show you guys the movie once we go backstage. So I mean, you'll figure it out. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this type of shit, man. It geeks me out. I'm gonna play I'll play you guys. We'll get our first copyright strike of the night, I imagine, for this one. But this is some of the I'll show you guys old school Kwame stuff. This is the rhythm. This is one of the I love the bass line in this song right here.
That's
Love
hard.
It almost sounded like the LL Cool J "I Need Love," right?
Bro, that's what I grew up on, bro. I remember buying that album. I remember buying this album. Just so many good stuff back then. And I remember I would have to go with my grandmother to the mall when she would get her tobacco at the tobacco store and convince her to buy me them because they would have the parental advisory on it. They started putting the parental advisory on the tapes back then, and my parents wouldn't buy them. My grandma didn't give two shits, right? So I always got all my music and bought all my tapes. I'm like, anyways, I love that shit, dude. So we're gonna key in on a lot of this stuff. We're gonna try and bring some of those people on the show. I'd love to hear from those people again. So let us know if there's anybody out there that you want to see us reach out to and try and get on the show, try and get on the channel, try and hear more about their collections and stuff like that. So excellent stuff. All right, let's get into some FOC stuff. You guys know we're going to start the membership soon. We're going to roll out the channel membership, and I'm still playing around with ideas, but I think that the main idea that I'm going to have is this. I'm gonna create the ability to give you guys cool things that you wouldn't be able to get anywhere else on a limited basis, i.e., you know, if there's a chance to do some cool variant from some small publisher, you know, and have it only be limited to 250 copies, right? Also, I'm going to take cue from Jesse James Comics and create a legacy level in the membership that says, if you're part of this legacy level, you're one of the first people that join the membership. Until you end that membership, you're always going to get extra special things like you get to choose your number, right? If you want, I'm going to start numbering the books that we do. If you want number 69 every time and you ask for it first, you're going to get that in perpetuity until you end your membership, right? If you want number 7, because that's, you know, you're a Mickey Mantle fan, boom, you get number 7 every time. You know what? 23, whatever. We're going to give you the ability to do that. Shout out to Jesse James for that great idea. We're going to be working with our sponsors of the channel, Bird City, to bring you an FOC box. That is, I'm going to try and choose at least 5 picks every week. And we're going to make that box available at a low price for you guys, and add also cool t-shirts that we're only going to do 1 month at a time. Once it's done that month, you're never going to be able to get that t-shirt again. We're going to do cool stuff like that, legacy products that are super limited, that you guys are going to enjoy and you aren't going to be able to get anywhere else. So like I said, one of the things is going to be that Bird City Comics FOC box that we're going to be doing, and I'm going to be working with Ant to do that quite a bit. There was some interesting FOC this week that I saw, especially I think the FOC book of the week, and I want to thank Anthony for this one, is starting off, we're getting X-Men Sins of Sinister, right? Look at this art germ cover.
Mama!
Ooh-wee. Man, that is amazing. So this is a regular non-ratio. There is a 1 in 100 without the trade dress, but the regular non-ratio looks just as good. I love where they put the trade, bottom left corner. Love the whole design of this. Love the diamond throne in the background. That's a nice little take on it. I freaking love the White Queen. I love Emma Frost. I think she's one of the best characters in all of Marvel Comics. She finally made a beast out of our boy Cyclops. For years of pussification of the X-Men, when she comes into the picture, man, Cyclops becomes a true leader, and I always loved that about her. I loved how she has that sneaky side. Just a great character. I love her. So this is a great piece of art right here. So this is the first FOC pick of the week. This is the type of stuff that you will find in the box. So first, we haven't rolled it out yet, but I'm just giving you an idea of one of the books. If we were doing it this week, this would be one of the books in the box. Just beautiful, beautiful cover. What do you guys think? Do you guys are you guys stoked about Sins of Sinister?
Dude, like this is where I trip out on artists, right? You go, man, you did a great job on this art, Germ. Man, this is beautiful, and they go, it's all right, it's not my best. You know what I mean? I'm like, bro, are you serious? You knocked it out of the park. Get out of here, bro.
I'm just glad that the store didn't do a virgin variant of it, and it's actually the 1/100. Yeah,
I know, I agree.
It's such a beautiful cover, man.
Sins of Sinister is starting with that issue, and I just want to play this real quick because Marvel released a nice, cool little video to show what's going on with Sins of Sinister, and I am stoked. This might be one of the cool little events within only X-Men books. I'm hoping that can be good, so I'm looking forward to this. I'll play this.
This is a wake-up call. We must be better in the future. We cannot act like we have. A useful monster is still a monster. Sinister is gone. Let us make a better, kinder Krakoa.
So if you guys all know, this is taking place after all the events that happened recently in the Hickman X-Men run, where Sinister was kind of doing a lot of crazy things behind the scenes. He was leading the whole Rebirth project. And Sinister always has those things in the background. And this new thing really feels like Age of Apocalypse. It feels like a love song to Age of Apocalypse. I love Storm's look in this. She looks so badass. Very Age of Apocalypse.
Man, they need like one of those movie guy voices on these things.
Yeah.
Coming this winter.
That was good.
Look, she looks badass, dude. She got the mohawk back.
Immoral X-Men.
Rasputina, right? The Nightcrawler stuff looked interesting, dude. Nightcrawlers has these little elves.
What?
Yeah.
Welcome to a world.
Right? Very. For those of you guys that don't remember Age of Apocalypse, they kind of did this type of thing for Age of Apocalypse, and it feels totally like Age of Apocalypse Part 2, but with Sinister. And I love Kieran Gillen. I think Kieran Gillen's a great writer. So, and Linnell Francis Yu is one of the all-time greatest X-Men artists. So, going to be interesting. We're going to be keeping a very good eye on that stuff. Shout out to Bird City Comics. We'll be doing some cool stuff with them for that. So, but yeah, that leads off our FOC book this week, first of the 5. Here's another one that I really like based on cover art alone. Well, not cover art alone, I should say. The cover art is amazing, but it also has that legacy of Thanos storyline going on that we've been talking about. This is Thor number 30. And this is that one we talked about the other day, talked about earlier in the show about Thanos and him chasing Corvus Glaive after kidnapping Thor's sister. So very interesting stuff. This is just a gorgeous Stormbreakers cover by Wernick. I am not very familiar with Lucas Wernick, but this is one of the Stormbreakers cover that they're doing, and his art feels very soft, very Adam Hughes, Souza Micah, Terry Dodson, Lobos-esque, right?
Yeah, Terry. Yeah, I can see that.
He lives in Brazil. He's a Brazilian artist.
Is he?
He
Wow,
was
he's
just at
awesome.
CCXP.
Wow, dude. Yeah, this is excellent stuff right here for sure. Really, really good stuff. I'm gonna be keying in on this along with a lot of other people, hoping that Thanos storyline is the savior storyline. So another one. You guys remember me talking about Opus Comics, Opus Publishing? I love what Opus is doing. Well, they have a new Monsters of Metal one-shot coming out. This is the cover for it. If you remember, they had those great covers a couple weeks ago, and this is the one-shot for Monsters of Metal Krampus in concert with Krampus as a new guitar player in the band. So I'm gonna have to score that. That's a great, just pure cover buyer right there, right?
Ooh, I hope Cthulhu shows up to be the drummer.
That would be cool. I keep this going, man. I love shit like this. This is the cool kind of gimmick shit that I'll be into. So.
Santa in the streets, Krampus in the sheets.
There was some interesting DC stuff too. Did you guys see the Catwoman? Who was it? Nakayama Catwoman.
I think I did. God damn it!
I don't think I did.
All right, hold on. Let me show you guys this. So this is a new Catwoman coming. It's on FOC this week.
Oh yeah, that's dope.
Ooh, mama.
Uh-huh. Here, let me go back. Yeah, look at that.
Is that the key to my heart?
You got it. She's on the inside, brother.
Oh boy. Sure, you know that. Oh boy.
Meow. Meow, man, meow.
So nice DC pick for the FOC list this week.
Gee, they're putting some hella artists on Catwoman, man.
Mm-hmm.
Mama, DeCall, and then Prison, and now
Souza.
Souza, yeah.
Souza Micah.
Yeah.
McClay, did you see the Star Wars Insider? It's on FOC Monday.
I did the wraparound cover with
foil, right?
Yep.
Is it foil?
Mm-hmm. It is.
I didn't know.
Who's on it?
Here, I got it right here. This is the FOC Star Wars Insider foil wraparound.
Now I don't know how people feel about Insider because it's a magazine. This is for sure one I want to get graded for the personal collection. My wife is a massive Ahsoka Tano fan. So she's going to be very upset with me if I don't get this for her.
Let me show you another reason. I'm glad you brought up that statement. Right? You don't know about Insider, but let me show you why Insider is so great. And we've been talking about Insider for a while here, but I just had my great friend Jesse James send me this today. He picked this up for $1 the other day at a Bookman's.
Wow!
And sold it tonight for $400.
Yep.
Crazy.
So, hey, I'm telling you guys that these FOC boxes that we're going to be bringing to you, McClay's picks or something that we're going to call them. We'll figure out something. If you guys have any ideas, let us know. But it's usually going to be around 5 books. A lot of them going to be, there'll be cover picks. There'll be just great story picks, great spec plays, all kinds of stuff all over the place. But it could include magazines too. Stuff like, these Star Wars Insiders are really, really cool books. And this is a nice pick for this week. So
let me ask you this, McClay, really quick. I'll interject here. What will be the deciding, what's going to be the determining, is it going to be like a group consensus, or do you have a group of
just me? Just me.
Okay.
It's just going to be me saying, hey, these are what I'm picking up this week. If you want to buy them also, here's a place where you can get them. So,
okay.
Yeah. So
McClay, don't forget to add more Star Wars.
McClay's plays. I like that.
Yes.
So finally,
good, man.
The final pick for this week for I like that McClay's plays is I'm going to get a lot of heat for it because it is an homage. This is the Amazing Spider-Man homage Yeah, by Stegman for Amazing Spider-Man 18. The only thing that I don't like about it is where they put Dark Web right here. They should have left
Yeah.
that off, and it would have looked amazing. But I like this just because of the all black background with the white
Mhm.
faces. It's striking. It's just really pops. So this is one of the classic homage variants. So good stuff. Good stuff. So that is FOC this week. We'll go along with that. McClay's plays. I like those. I like that. I think that's very interesting. Brought to you by Bird City Comics, who, if you guys haven't been following along over there, they have been putting out some great stuff. They got the last Ronin Lost Year stuff that they've got by Inhuk Lee, and then they've got this great Hail Crow King of Hell with Illust, and where they did the Super Nintendo Yoshi's Island homage, which I really like. So what? Right, that was Yoshi's Island, or was that Super Mario World? I can't remember.
Super Mario.
Okay, so both great games, amazing games, two of the best games on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, which is by far the best video game system of all time. No doubt about that. So make sure you guys go check out Bird City Comics. Great stuff. They're going to be, supporting this channel immensely as we go ahead in the future, and not only helping us with the McClay's Plays box, but we're also going to be giving you guys and members the ability to get 10, maybe 20, up to 50% off sometimes on Bird City stuff, and special Bird City items that you can only get through being a member at Beyond Wednesdays. We're going to do this with not only Bird City, we're going to do it with Jesse James Comics. We're going to do it with Wanted Comics and Hive Comics, and anybody else out there that wants to rock with us in the future. If you guys get good ideas that we can do cool limited stuff, that's the plan. That is the key, and we want to continue with. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna see how we play it. So speaking of doing stuff like that, I want to get into another one of our main topics of the night here, and that is the end of con season. Shout out to everybody that went out to LA Comic Con this last week. I know one of our said sponsors of the channel that we love so much is Wanted Comics, and Drew at Wanted Comics had a very, very cool Do You Poo variant. The famous Do You Poo, the Do You Poo that we like to joke on all the time, but Marat Michaels is out there just making money, continuing to make money, which shout out to him for doing. What a great idea, and a play on continuing the same story in the guts every time, but a different cover, and a lot of people making money off of that. Did you guys see Drew's cover for Do You Poo LA Comic Con variant?
Is that what that is?
Yes.
He puts the same story in the book every single time.
Yeah, you got it. Same story.
I see these books all the time. I have never bought one of these.
Yep.
It's hilarious.
Yep. So same story every time, and just different covers. And I think that's a great play by Marat Michaels, man.
That's hilarious. That's dope, though.
It is. It is. It's interesting, but in the end, it's very smart. And what was very smart is Drew doing a Kobe Bryant cover for Comic Con. So
Yeah.
limited, very limited. I think he only did 50 of them, maybe 25. So I think that is even cooler. If you're going to do stuff like this, I think you need to do it limited.
One of the reasons why, like, some people talk a little nay about some of the Do You Poo books, but I think these outperform other people's expectations is look at that bottom right-hand corner. They're doing something that we've been clamoring as a community for a long time, numbered variants. Yeah.
I've got a 1-of-1 Tales of the Flip Side Do You Poo that Jesse James made for me. That is 1-of-1, printed 1-of-1 Tales from the Flip Side variant on there, which was a great gift. And that's one of the things that I think is so cool. I agree, Andy, that, that's why I love doing limited stuff. So all the drops that we're going to do, we're going to try, and the very first key of doing a drop here at Beyond Wednesdays of anything is limited and then legacy, giving people who have been part of the community for since day one, the coolest shit. And we'll continue to try to do that. But shout out to Wanda Comics. Make sure you guys go check out Wanda Comics. They had a really good Star Wars sale over the weekend, which is going to lead me into some of the talk that I want to have about conventions and stuff. If you guys didn't see it, Drew sold some really crazy Star Wars books over the weekend. He sold one of the 1 in 1,000 the 1 in 1,000 I think it's 1 in 1,000 C-3PO Red Arm variants.
Yep.
This book is so rare, and it sold, I think, what did it sell for?
$230.
There, thank you, Andy. $230. So, wow, Jesus, cheap. Talk about deals. Cheap.
Yeah, especially when that Do You Poo book looks like it sold for $500.
Yes. So yeah, the recorded high for that Do You Poo Dr. Aphra homage, or that Darth Vader 3 1 in 25 homage, the recorded high is like $855, which blows my mind, because I would rather take that money and buy the actual 1 in 25 of Vader 3. Like I'm not poo-pooing on the book's performance, but I'm like, I can't grasp why it's got part of that numbered variant on there plays a role.
Well, some people were commenting about that book, and one of the comments made was by somebody who bought one that said, not only did I buy one, I bought it because I have the original that it's homaging, and I like the original so much that I wanted this one too. That is what people collect.
But I was going to say real quick, I mean, do you see that where like that book sells for $230, right? And we're all like, man, the market's really coming down on books. But then that other book sells for $500.
It's crazy.
So what are we saying? We're saying that people don't have money, but yet they have money. You see what I'm saying? It's like people are dumping the books, hurting the market, but yet they turn around and go and spend $500, $600, $700 on a. And I get it, limited. I mean, I get it, but I think you guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like,
you know what it is, Hood? I see this doing the market report for on the radar every week, man. I come across these crazy deals where it makes me go, man, the sky is falling. The comic market is just done. And then I see, like you said, a crazy book sell for something crazy, like First Phi-Level Raw is selling for $60 every day, all day. You know what I mean? And that blows me away that book is selling for that. Here's another perfect example. This book is selling $540 for this book. So there's these weird, best way to call it is variants, weird outliers, weird where you say there's a glitch in the matrix.
Things are worth what people are willing to pay. And in this exact same sale, I scored a second appearance Dr. Aphra for like $10, which that was a $20 to $35 book on con walls all of 2022.
Well, this book was available too. I don't remember do you remember how much this book went for?
Four-ish, I think, like way under what we thought it would.
And that takes me to what I want to talk about. And the fact of the matter is the deals on whatnot are greater than ever. But at the same time, it's so crazy that some books just aren't selling. One of our friends that jumped into the whatnot world very heavily when it first started, somebody told me the other day he literally went on and had 45 books available the other day and didn't sell a single one. Right. Another one of our good friends, I don't want to say any of these people's names because I don't know if they want me to say it, said that he went on there and only had one sale, and it came from a person that saw it on Instagram. Right. So it's very interesting, man. And again, I'm not bringing the whole whatnot thing in there. This is it. You got to learn to pivot, like Dave's saying. Dave's collection. The word pivot, I know very well from, again, my friend Jesse James, and I talked to him very heavy about that today. And one of the things that he brought up is, eBay is still that monster. It's still that monster. And I've been putting books on eBay and selling more and more books on eBay. And eBay Live is getting closer and closer, and it's going to be very interesting to see how that happens. I am very worried. I'll be honest. I'm very worried for Whatnot Comics. I'm not worried for Whatnot the app. Whatnot the app is always going to be okay. You know what I mean? I think that either it'll get purchased and shelved for some ridiculous amount of money by somebody like Amazon or somebody, or it will continue to do well. But Whatnot Comics, I am very worried about, because the struggles are real for a lot of people selling on that, and it's got me thinking maybe they let too many sellers on there at once. So here's my thing: is eBay going to limit the amount of sellers that's going to be on there, and do we want them to?
But eBay has to break through that mold of right now the lives that we've been selling are just links to their buy it now shop, right? Like they have to bring that level of excitement that we found within Whatnot of dollar starts, or you get out of it what you put into it as a Whatnot host or a seller. Like we saw with Drew. Drew did as well as he did on that show last night because he cross posted. He made an IG reel. He did other things. He engaged the community to say, hey, this is what I'm doing. I'm going to do dollar starts. I'm going to lay it on the table. You guys are either going to have fun, or I'm going to have fun, or we're all going to have fun, whatever. And then I saw another seller that did a Whatnot show later on in that evening that didn't engage the community, didn't do posts, didn't do reels, didn't do anything, and put up books basically for retail price for 13 seconds or 15-second auctions, didn't sell a single thing. Because he didn't really engage the community, didn't give the people a chance to grab a deal. The prices were the same as if I walked into my local LCS and paid full retail. And he had no problem sitting there burning through 30 or 40 books and nobody buying anything. He said, oh, well, that's my time. Done. So that's the major difference in success if you're really looking to engage the community, be a part of it, and cross-platform engage. TikTok, IG, YouTube, pretty much everywhere. That's kind of been the name of the game, and how you engage the community, be a part of that. And that's kind of where that fun resided at the beginning for me, was being a part of the community.
I jumped on some guy's sale. He was selling some vintage Star Wars toys. So like I said, okay, let's see what this guy has. And he was fucking mad the whole show. Okay, and people were hitting him up in the chat. Hey, can you put that Luke back up? Nah, I'm not gonna put it up. Because last time I put it up, nobody bid on it. I'm not going to waste my time. It was just mad the whole show. And I'm like, what the fuck? How do you expect to sell anything if you're just like tripping out like that? You know, especially had the camera up in his face and he was just mad. I'm going to put it up, but it's not going to sell. You know, like what a pussy, dude. If I remembered his name, oh my God, dude, I would fucking say who his name was. Next time I'm going to record it and just start posting it on IG, dude.
Well, let's bring this to another avenue. And you know, we had Danielle on a couple weeks ago. Shout out to Nerdy Girl Comics. You know, I got a lot of respect for Danielle. I think that she's got more balls than a lot of the other people in this fucking community. And I give her respect for being able to come and talk about this stuff and get her feet close to the fire and this and that. But she had NerdyCon this week, and it's kind of ending out the con season. And
how did it go?
I don't think it did very well, and I'm not sure about this, but you know, I saw Decor had, you know, Decor is not a fan, and I'm not. I don't want that. I don't want to show that, in, you know, this being the main thing. But there was a video there where he showed the con, and it looked very sparse. And I haven't talked to Danielle about it yet, you know, because it's still going on. You know, it's not done yet. I think that tomorrow they'll be going. But man, it looked like there was nobody there, and
man, that's crazy, dude.
Yes, it's very crazy, and it kind of bums me out because you know, she put a lot of effort and a lot of work into that, and a lot of people I saw were saying, you know, that you know, maybe it takes more than just talking about the event on social media than it does.
Wow. Was that what's her name from?
Skeleton Key. Yeah.
Man,
yeah, man. I mean, can you really blame her? Let me do that.
Here live. Check this out. Bringing you it up. Let me know what you're looking for. I am here. You got some fire too over here. If you're looking for some bigger grills. How many rooms? Just one room. There's one big ballroom. So you walk in. Here, I'll show you. Look at this dopeness.
But it is only that one room, so
Right here in
maybe-
NerdyCon.
Here's the
Coming
intro.
A lot
through.
of balloons.
Beautiful, beautiful. Look, it's flipping good. Flipping good. Hey, flipping good. And you walk in, bam. Bam. Sammy. Bam.
Yeah, Sammy didn't look too happy.
I'm being them, right? I can't be here.
So I don't know. I would love to hear if anybody was there in the chat. Let me know what you guys thought. If there's anybody out there. I know Rage was out there. Shout out to Rage Theo. We're going to talk about, he sold a big book tonight, which is very interesting.
Sold a big book for cheap.
Yes.
Someone put glorified garage sale on there.
Glorified garage. I hope not, man. I really hope not, because like I said, she put a lot of effort into that. And you guys know Nick GQ. I'm a big fan of Nick GQ. He made a comment that he says it takes a lot of promo and work to pack a venue, and most importantly, it takes respect from your community and state to come and support the show and vendors. I just feel bad for a lot of my friends down in Florida who paid for a vendor space for this, and I think that it's very telling, man. It's very telling.
I think a lot of it is venue too. Those hotel things, like they're hard. Like, a lot of people are, you need it in where people can get there quickly, and like they're not going to have to go through a lot of bullshit to get to the con and stuff like that. I mean, but
yeah. Let's go. I want to go take a check on her webpage, and let's see here if she said anything, because again, the con is not over.
Tomorrow, I'm dropping details for NerdyCon now.
So it doesn't look like she has much else put on there, but man, there was a lot of effort put into it, and there was big artists there. I think she said that Hubert was going to be there, and
she's got a lot of big books.
Yeah. So again, it was just a bummer. It was feels like it didn't turn out. And here's another, Jesse's in the chat. He says running a con is a tough go. It takes at least 2 years to get a small con on the map, and I think that's a big learning curve, man. There's a lot of people in the last 3 years that were not industry guys that have jumped into the comic business full force. We know a lot of them. A lot of our friends did this. They quit their jobs to become comic retailers, and it's very tough, man.
This is a good thing though, right? Like let's be honest. Everybody's got to start somewhere.Maybe she found a love for this, and this is what she's really passionate about. And this is one individual that's going to carry the torch. How many con promoters or convention producers or people that run these things are 50, 60 years old? Like there needs to be another generation that's going to carry this torch if we want to keep doing this. And this is the first person willing to put it out on the table publicly on social media and try. Everybody's got to start somewhere. And I'm glad to see, my heart's happy to see somebody that's never done it before at least try.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's talk about a couple of the big buys that I saw from this event. And who got both of those big buys? Our boy Steve at My Bargain Comics.
Oh yeah, the Fantastic Four book.
He bought a Fantastic Four #2 CGC 4.5
First Scrolls, right?
$22.50, you guys. $22.50. So great buy. Perfect example. He says not a lot of downside at this price. Yeah, it's the first Scrolls, but it's also the second Fantastic Four. This is why we kept a lot of funds on the sidelines during the boom. If I'm wrong, feel free to keep the receipts, but if I'm right, keep the receipts circa 2024. And I agree with him, man. Blue chips are where it's at. Another big book he picked up at NerdyCon.
Yeah, that's wild.
A Tomb of Dracula 10 9.0 for less than $2,000.
Oh man,
I don't understand why they're even selling these books on Whatnot.
Oh my god.
Like I don't get it.
God.
I don't get it.
Dude,
You know,
during
my
the
buddy
pandemic,
had a 9/8 signed by Stan Lee. It was a 1 of 1, like the only Stan Lee 9/8 Tomb of Dracula, and he sold it at Heritage. And like, this was during the boom, and he got like close to 15K for it.
Yeah, like, well, I saw someone said that book sells, that 9.0 goes for like $4,000 on
Yeah.
eBay. So why would you sell it on Whatnot? Like,
oh my gosh.
I don't understand. He just lost $2,000. Like,
This book was literally, I almost picked this book up in a 6.5 at almost $1,700, but I talked myself out of it like a couple years ago.
You could have had a 9.0 for $100.
Man, that's crazy, man.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'll say that Steve had made a nice little come up there on 2 big purchases.
He did.
That's sick.
Shout out to My Bargain Comics. Make sure you guys are going, giving him
That's
a
my
follow.
boy.
Yeah, Steve Horn's good dude. So, a lot of it's very interesting. It makes me think of where we were at the beginning of the year. You guys were at the end of the year.
Yeah.
We've got another week, and then I think we'll probably at some point, we got to do our big end of the year episode, which we'll do, we'll pull an all dayer type thing and try to put some fun stuff together if we can. But we're at the end of the year. This is the last couple of weeks of the year, and think about where we were a year ago. The highs. I mean, we were at some major highs a year ago, man, and it dropped very fast. And we are in a place where, the title of the show is Comics Needs a Savior. What can we do to bring that savior to comics? The sales are down, cons are empty, crazy stuff. So it's a very weird dichotomy from being the highs that we were to the lows that we are.
I think that people that jumped into the comics that weren't really fans, that just saw the money and went all in and just bought anything that they thought was hot, or their friend told them that was hot, and and spent a lot on junk, really. And you talked about it. The safest thing to do is get a blue chip key, because it's going to have its peaks and valleys, but at the end of the day, it's going to retain value. You know what I mean? You never want to overpay. And I mean, now's the time to scoop up some major keys. But getting back to what I just said, a lot of these people that are dumping these books, they're trying to get out of the hobby, and that's what you're seeing right now.
I agree. I think,
right. So they're affecting the market in a bad way, right? There's like, I got to get rid of these books, and and they're just trying to get something, right? So we see that sale, and they go, man, that book should be $2,000, and it sold for 500, and they're all, man, the market's crashing. No, the motherfucker dumped his book, is what he did, and they do it on Wall Street all the time. So I'm dumping the stock.
It's
I'm going to burn it down. I'm going to burn it down.
It's exactly like the stock market. As soon as people start to see books falling, they freak out. You got to have those diamond hands, bro. Diamond hands. They freak out and they start throwing everything, for cheap.
So somebody just put a great comment. Backroom sales, they're huge, right? Money's changing hands, and those are sales that you don't see, right? And I can't imagine during the boom of the type of sales that went on. You know what I mean?
That's where I'm going with this. Okay. I want to say this, where the sales aren't happening? They're not happening on Whatnot. And by saying that, I want to say this. What we need more than ever right now when it comes to Whatnot is we need sales data. Like I want to see sales data, because otherwise, that's one of the things that they need to show us. Now, how do we know it's real at this point? I know Jack, at one point I read Jack said that like Ninja Funk did 100K in sales or 200K in sales or something like that on the Whatnot app. Where are the receipts? Show us the receipts, because we need something right now for us to say, like, this is a good place. Because other than that, if it's very rough, it's hard to sell on there. It's tough to sell on there.
It's hard to buy on there.
Yeah. Well,
there's so many people on there. It's ridiculous, man.
That's the other thing.
I can't even find the people I follow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And that being said, you know, the sales are happening in the back rooms. They're happening on eBay. Look at that big sale that Josh had on eBay. The big sale that Jesse sent me tonight by walking into a Bookman's and picking up a magazine for $1 and selling it in his store for $400. And that takes me to where I want to go at towards the end of the show. And that is, it's not all doom and gloom. It is. There are things that we're missing that we're going to try and key in on in the future. And that is the journey to find some of these things, right? I was talking with Jesse today, and one of the things that he said that I think was so important is that we're talking about all these things, about all these apps and you know, the money, you know, drying up and all the sky is falling, but we're forgetting. And he told me a story about going into a shop in Louisiana, in this small town in Louisiana, where, you know, $10 is buying a $10 book over there is like picking up $1,000 book to us. You know, it is, and how the shop is existing still, and that there's people enjoying comics, and not only that, going into said stores like people like Stein do all the time and find these gems. I want to hear about that. I want us on this channel to start talking more about that, to talking about, hey man, I went into this place this week. Here's some of the video of, check out the store I went into. Look at this stuff that I got there. I want to key in on that stuff, because I think that is where that a lot of us come from, especially this community that's been built off the backs of places like CBSI and these great forum groups throughout the years on pickups. You know, we love seeing each other's pickups. We love seeing these cool books that are coming out of these places. We love seeing Red Hood walk out with 65 copies of 460.
You know what it is, Brian? People want it easy. They don't want to dig anymore. I still dig. I know you still dig. Josh still digs. Aaron still digs. That's the whole art to this whole thing, man.
Yeah.
You gotta invest the time. Like, there's not a day. I stop by Half Price Books every fucking day, because there's gonna be that day. I mean, I picked up a Thrawn for half of cover, and I sold that book for $3,000. You know what I mean? So, I mean,
you're
never
absolutely not
stop
wrong.
digging, because you never fucking know, man.
You're not wrong, and I'll tell you why. I mean, I live it, and I'm the individual that doesn't have. I'm in that time versus money, where I value my time more than the dollar in my pocket. I'm chasing a 5-year-old. I live a very, very busy. I have a very busy career. And I'm that person that when I go to a con and I stick $100 in my pocket, I'm perusing wall books and not even digging, because I want to spend more time with my friends. I value my time with my friends more than digging in boxes. That's the trade-off that I make.
Yeah.
But you're 1,000,000% correct, man. If you're willing to take that time to dig and fight for that, you're going to get those wins. I'm not going to get those same wins. I might go out spending the same amount of money and have fewer wins, but it's just because it's that trade-off of time. It's that old adage of time versus money.
The most important thing that Jesse said to me.
That's why I don't have any friends.
Huh?
I'll just play.
The most important thing that Jesse said to me in this conversation, he said this. He goes, "It's not digging at the LCSs either." He goes, "Everybody thinks, oh, you got to go into a comic shop to find these things." No, that's not in the wild. Anybody can find a comic in a comic shop. It's going to those half-price books. It's going to those flea markets. It's
Antique
going
stores.
to garage sales, right?
Fuck
It's
yeah.
finding the gems out there, like look, Josh did with the El Sopradante, you know, book, thinking it was a reprint. It's people that I forget who it was. I think it might have been Brian P. Meister or somebody might have walked into a Half Price Books the other day and found Ultimate Fallout 3 and Ultimate Fallout 4 for $1 each. It's those things, not at the comic shops, you guys.
And there's also another way of digging. There's digital digging, where you're surfing eBay and you're saving keywords so that it pops up like Josh did. I mean, that's a thing. Like there's also another way to dig, like to save searches, because when your book pops up, it'll send you an alert. Hey, somebody just put this book up. You know,
Dude,
like
even just looking for random comic websites, man. Like, there's websites out there that I've bought tons of books from, and I'm like, what? Like,
There-
you
there's
still
honey
have
holes.
this? And
There's honey holes out there, man.
yeah.
Well, another one I want to mention is the Discord. You guys, there's a lot of information in Discords out there, and you meet a lot of people that are trying to sell something, trying to buy something, all that type of stuff. We talk about the On the Radar Discord group all the time. Go check out On the Radar. Here's a link to the Discord group if you guys want to get in. The guys that are watching us live right now, let me go ahead and get this going for everybody. I'll put the link also in the description right now if people want to join the Discord group. There is all kinds of stuff. We got a new thing going on where people who are looking for their grails, we want to help people find those grails. So, we got grail help in comic sections and in action figure sections and sports card sections, all kinds of stuff. Lots of information in there that you're going to find. And this is the type of place where you're finding it out in the wild, right? You're finding great deals from websites like Hood is saying. So come check it out on the Discord. And then whenever you go to these garage sales or you go to these flea markets, take out your phone, take a videotape, send it to me. You guys are going to be able to call into this show and send me those videos. And when you send me those videos, go on the Discord, enter the call-in section, and we'll talk about your scores. I want to hear more about your guys' scores out there and being out in the wild and finding these great things. There are a lot of great places to find
I still
content
remember
other than
that
shop.
auction that you filmed, Brian. When you were at that auction, I could have killed you,
yeah.
dude. I said I had to go. I was like, what? Bro, they had all this 86 Flair. They had all these foreign books. Yeah, but I had some other things to do. I go, God damn. I was like, are you crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have
Somebody tackle him. Jesus Christ.
So that's the type of stuff that we want to talk about and that we want to get excited about. And in doing so, we'll let people know about new items. I mean, we're going to talk about things. If you guys watch them, check out the market report on Wednesday nights, and you guys will see some stuff that is going to take you back to your childhood. That's going to make you go, oh, I remember those, and I want one of them. You know what I mean? You're going to see crazy things. I see things on there all the time that I totally forgot about. Somebody bought a whole second series set of Mad Balls, unopened, from the 80s. It's just absolutely crazy. And Jesse did win 248 lots at that auction. He did. And you know what? Not only did he do that, he looked out for me because I left 3 boxes there, and he grabbed those boxes for me and held on to them. So shout out to Jesse James for that. It was an amazing thing. And those are the types of stories that we want to talk about as we continue. 100 live, you guys. We are an hour and 45 minutes in. We're going to make it a very easy show tonight. We're going to try and get it right around 2 hours. So we're going to end it tonight with our pickup section. I want to thank you for everybody that are hanging out. Why no super chat button? Well, I am no longer monetized, you guys.
Oh no! What happened?
No longer monetized. I have some information I have to get to YouTube in order to get my monetization back. Nothing crazy. I just I didn't know I had to do it, so they have monetization on hold. So when I get it back, the memberships will be up and we'll be able to super chat. But I want to say thank you for everybody that's supporting us. A big shout out to our boy Half Price Crook, who knows exactly what I'm talking about, going out there and finding these things in the wild, a la the name Half Price Crook. So,
do you want to do the giveaway before we do pickups?
I do. We have a ton of people that have been in the chat tonight that have been hanging out with us, and we have a giveaway to give for everybody. Thank you to our the very first artist spotlight combatant, Art by Fitz, hanging out with us tonight. He's got a very cool giveaway. Yeah, so let's go ahead and show one of the prints that we're gonna give away tonight by Art by Fitz. If you guys don't know, go check out Art by Fitz on IG, artist extraordinaire, and that's what I'm talking about right there, you guys.
Dope.
Super mood free, the amazing homage that is just beautiful, and that is gorgeous. We're gonna give this away, you guys. So
and it's signed too, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
In order to win this, you guys, you need to be following Art by Fitz, and of course, be subscribed to us. So we're going to make sure that winner is following Art by Fitz. before he sends it out to them. But here we go, you guys. Art by Fitz on IG. Go check out his webpage also for all these great items. You can find a lot of cool stuff for sale over there. We also want to give a shout out to all the amazing comic book retailers out there that are doing great retailer variants. Let's get an Art by Fitz variant. We need to get one of these.
Mrs. Horsecock said she's stoked to get her Fitz away.
There we go. There we
and
go.
it's my birthday in 7 minutes, so we're gonna.
Oh, nice!
Man, happy birthday, bro!
Yeah, happy birthday!
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
That's what I mean right there. So shout out to everybody that's watching. Here we go. The winner of the Art by Fitz print tonight is...
Come on, no, I'm just kidding.
almost there, John.
Yeah.
Ryan.
Hey!
That's
man, I thought you were gonna win, Brian.
I know. Right? You know what is going on here? So shout out to our boy Ryan, Rhinoverse, one of the great community members. You can check out Rhinoverse on Facebook and also on Comic News Weekly. Just really cool dude, and very cool thing to get a killer print by Art by Fitz, who is the birthday boy in a couple minutes, which is very cool. So I want to remind everybody to go check out his page. It is absolutely awesome. Let me bring it up here.
Yes,
Everybody
give that man a follow.
Yes. Yeah, ASAP. Here we go. So here is his Instagram page. Everybody can find it. I'm going to drop the link in the live chat for everybody to go check it out. Ryan, hit up Art by Fitz on IG. Make sure you give him a follow.
Most definitely. Reach out to me. I'll get your information. I'll get that sent out to you before the holidays, obviously.
Yeah, but more importantly, you guys go check out his shop. I mean, he's got a lot of amazing art in different mediums. I love the keychain stuff. Very cool. But more importantly, these prints are gorgeous. Pick yourself up your own Super Mood 3 print. And also, these great Pokemon prints are really cool. Love them. And if you're in the retailer business of creating cool exclusives, this man right here needs an exclusive variant ASAP. So congrats to Ryan. Very cool stuff. And I appreciate everybody here that's watching.
Thank you.
We're live right now. So very cool. All right, let's do some pickups. Who wants to start off with pickups, and then we'll end the show?
I'll go first, just because I have one. I got one pickup. I finally got this in the mail the other day. This was the Miss Fury trade paperback that Dynamite put out. Yeah. For anyone that doesn't know, Miss Fury was like a Golden Age superhero. So, yeah.
What does it say? Joy Division? Is that the name of the storyline?
I don't know what the Joy Division part is. I'm assuming that's part of, because maybe these are the newer stories. But yeah, the only reason I bought it was because it's a gorgeous cover and I like Golden Age stuff. So Miss Fury.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my one pickup.
Sweet. All right, who wants to go next?
I'll go.
You go, Andy. What you got?
My cup runneth overeth. The Stein packs came in lickety split. For anybody that doesn't know, Ben Stein does those Stein packs every now and again. Those mystery packs. You talked about him earlier about all the awesome stuff that he finds, and it was what $100 a pop for a chance, and he just put out a ton of great stuff. And if you did 2, you got free shipping. Well, the raw books, Superior Iron Man 2. Then I was really stoked to nab this one in the pack was Star Wars High Republic 4. This is a comic book exclusive for number 4, cover homage to the retailer incentive variant for Clone Wars 1. So if you look pretty closely, it's homaging that Dave Filoni incentive cover they did for First Appearances of Ahsoka Tano and Clone Wars 1.
Okay.
Really cool. Limited to 800 copies. But then I got super lucky. 2 CGC 9.8s. The first one being Web of Spider-Man 119 First Kane. That was really cool. And then Iron Man 7. Riri cameo, right? So that's pretty solid. I mean, like asking prices and sales are like $200 a pop for the 9/8 and like doubled up on the money. And one of the big grabs of that series was a Last of Us #1, the that variant that they put out that's really hard to come by. The guy that won that is talking to me about potentially trading some books. I told him I'll give him both of the Stein packs for that one book so that I can get that Last of Us and finish out that #1 set for the PC for the CGC Registry collection. But my biggest nab of the week, Josh, we were,
my lips are sealed, man.
We were talking, and I still am trying to figure out the secret Santa that pulled this one off. But the Last of Us #1, the Mexican variant, Josh scored this one lone copy on eBay.
No, I didn't get that. That wasn't my copy. I didn't buy that one. I know who actually bought that copy on eBay, but it wasn't me.
No, this is the one I was looking at, and I thought you bought it. And this Last of Us has quickly over the last couple of years turned into like my next saga book. Like everybody knows me in the community for collecting all the saga books. I've fallen in love with The Last of Us a couple of years ago, based on Seawoodard 19's recommendation, playing the games. And I didn't know there was a foreign variant of this. And it was either Rob or Josh or somebody's like, yeah, there's a foreign variant. You got to look for it. And then I forgot about it for a couple of months. And Josh posted in the group chat. He's like, oh, hey, look what I got. And I'm like, you dirty rat. I forgot all about that. And I go on eBay and I'm like, oh, it just sold. You got it. He's like, well, I'll give you my copy. He's like, I'll give it to you for cost. And I'm like, I've literally like double or triple what I'm supposed to be spending on comic books this month because of all the great deals people have been putting up. It's like, I can't do it. And then lo and behold, somebody sneaked out my PO box and sent this, and I found it dropped in the PO box, and I'm like, and I still can't figure out who it is yet.
You'll never figure it out.
I probably won't, but easy 9.2, 9.4. These foreign variants are really, really tough to get in Near Mint Plus. This thing is looking really solid, though.
Yeah, that's nice. It's got like maybe 2 like little spine ticks on it. It's a nice copy.
So you know who picked it. You know who.
Yeah, they gave me your address and I had to mail it to you.
Son of a gun. Oh yeah, because it has your sticker on the back.
Yeah.
So I'm not really going out on a limb. I've been talking about Last of Us for a while now, with cover A having a print run of just a hair over 6,000 copies. Less. The 6,000 copies, that's less than Walking Dead #1. If they do the show justice, if they do it right, if they do the universe right, I feel like Last of Us could be the next Walking Dead. My gut tells me that this has the foundation in the right places if the show does really well and the fandom comes to the show. Like there are many fans of The Last of Us that don't know they're fans yet because they just don't know about the show yet. And they're not video game players. And if Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey and Gabriel Luna and everybody does as well as what it sounds like, and HBO handles the property correctly, I think this is one of the next big modern books to keep. I know it's the next big modern book to keep an eye on. Whether or not it outperforms or performs as well as Walking Dead, I mean, it's a coin toss. Like, I'm not going to put all my eggs in one basket, but buy what you love and you love what you buy. And I love The Last of Us.
Yeah, that's dope, dude. That's super cool, man. I love, by the way, there's nothing cooler than getting those AOKs, in the mail, and because people put their time and effort into it, and it means a lot. It means a hell of a lot. So, all right, who wants to go next? Fitz, you get any pickups this week?
I have been buying a couple books lately, man. I'm glad I prepared for this, man. I put a couple to the side. So I bought I've got this.
Woo!
Pick this guy up.
Nice. Hero for Hire #1. What's the condition on that?
I'm just pack all my stuff up and go home.
It's kind of bad. It's got a little few ticks on the side.
It still
really
looks
not
nice.
great. Yeah, it's probably like, I'll give it like a 7-ish area.
Not bad on that one at all.
Got this guy.
Ooh, 2 keys. Bring in the heat. Oh, Jesus,
Nah, yeah, man. I've been buying this, and I don't want you to think I've just been buying this week. I've been this is probably this past month. So I ain't just
nice X-Men 266. Beautiful. Oh, one of my all-time favorite books, you guys. DC Comics presents. What is that? 26, right?
Yeah, I need this.
So,
I need this in a 9.8 one of these days.
yeah.
Let's see. I
First
got a
Teen
lot of faith in this guy here.
Yes. Another Teen Titans book, first appearance of Batman Who Laughs. One of the few characters who DC has put out that is still like one of those. Even though there's not very many good storylines with him out there anymore, man, I'm surprised that they don't use him more.
I'm really banking on him to be like in an animated movie or something. Like I can really see the Metal universe in an animated feature.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's see what else I got here. Got this guy. This is the first appearance of Franklin.
Yep.
I've been looking for this book for like the longest time, man. It's a freaking bitch to find.
That's cool.
Let's see what else. Oh, yeah, told you I've been on a DC hunt for the past.
Yeah, Forever People, love that Jack Kirby stuff. Early Darkseid appearance too in that, right?
Absolutely. Oh, this is a crazy book. So I picked up these.
Nice.
So this might be arguably the first time Boondocks has been in a comic book format. So yeah, I had to have it.
Sweet.
Can you show those a little bit more to the camera? Because I don't think people really know about these. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really want them to. I'm still buying them. So yeah, I don't really want. They're really difficult to find. I don't want to put out my source because I'm still, like I said, I'm still buying these. But yeah, I think these are like the first time Boondocks has ever been in a comic book. So
that's awesome.
Shout out to our boy Mighty Mel V, who it's funny, synchronicity revolves around these content creation shows. I'm telling you guys, Fitz puts up those comics, and Mighty Mel V put this on his IG the other day. This is talking about the first time the Boondocks ever showed up in anything published. This is the Source magazine from back in the day. Yeah, so crazy stuff. Yeah, June of 90. Well, it's the Source number 108. Is that what it is? I'm not exactly sure, but there you go. Go check it out. Shout out to Mighty Mel V.
That must be 99 because the bottom corner says blazing the way to 2000.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. Yeah.
And my final book that I'm probably going to buy for the year that probably took a nice little chunk out of me. I'm going to get it graded soon. Bam.
Nice.
Thought it was a perfect
Brother
time
Voodoo,
to buy this
nice.
since she didn't show up in the movie.
Yeah. Nice score right there, man. Yeah, that's huge. That's good stuff. Love that stuff. All right. I've got a couple pickups. All right. First of all, I want to shout out another great artist and great community member. Make sure you guys check out his Instagram. You can find his Instagram page. Here's it is right here, FKN_RAD or fucking rad. So shout out to our boy fucking rad, who there was only a couple of the Whatnot books that I was looking forward to getting, and I am actually pretty stoked that he sent me these because not only is it his variant, but it has his own art on it too. So check this out. This showed up in the mail this week from fucking rad. Ninja Funk stuff, his Ninja Funk variant with the art on the cover. Did a cool little art thing there. Very, very cool. Numbered. Really, really good stuff. There's another one. So very, very cool. Love those. And he threw in this sketchbook. So I love sketchbooks, especially when they're numbered like that. Yeah. And then on top of that, by the way, here are the back of the books. It came again. Keep numbering your books, you guys. This is good stuff. And then the coolest part about it, I love shit like this, man. I keyed in on Fitz's keychains and stuff. These are fucking Rad's pins that he did, and I'm trying to get the focus, but they're badass. So you can see he numbers them on the back. Very, very cool. Yeah, here's another one. I love this type of art, man. So cool.
That's hard.
Yeah. And then this one's really badass, dude. Hobgoblin. So Very, very cool. So shout out to fucking Rad. Very, very cool stuff. Make sure you guys go check him out on IG. He's got great comic sales, and he's doing cool stuff on Whatnot, and his own webpage, I believe, too. He's got an Etsy store also. So very, very cool. So not only did he put those in there, he spiced it up with some Star Wars stuff. And that was in there. So let's see here if we can get that. This is a card. And then these little mini comics.
Oh yeah, from those packs.
IDW, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And a poster, a little mini poster. Right? That's 3D.
I was gonna say it looks 3D.
And the 3D glasses, dude.
Nice.
So yeah, so that was really, really cool. So I appreciate that more than anything. Again, like that means a lot when you guys send me this stuff, and I really appreciate it. So very, very cool. And then finally, I've been telling the guys that I have Josh's baseball card. We all know his football card is out there. That his rookie cards are selling for a lot right now. But I didn't know that he played baseball also.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, bro.
I'm just all American, man. You name the sport. You name the sport, I play it.
That totally
I need to take my hat off and do my hair like that.
Yeah, bro. That totally looks like you.
That's funny.
That's Brian Wilson, the old school pitcher. He
Yeah,
usually has a
dude.
beard, but without the beard, he reminds me of Josh, man. So I thought that was awesome. So I really, really cool stuff. But all right, you guys, that is basically.
Hey, I got a couple.
Oh, I forgot about Hood.
Yeah, dude, what the hell, man?
he's gonna go through all 65 copies of Thor.
No, man. I want to shout out Thorough. He's been a good friend since I've been coming up. I mean, Brian and Thorough have been like kind of really instrumental in kind of helping me navigate through this whole podcasting and just learning the ropes and picking your spots and having a lot of fun, making a lot of friends. And he surprised the hell out of me. He sent me, I've been looking for this Audi Granov variant. It's just fucking beautiful, man. And I had told him a while back, man, because like Campbell, Hughes, Audi, like, I mean, it's like 5 artists that I'm always, looking to pick up. I mean, this was just a stunner. And so he sent me a rack of books, and then also he hooked me up with Eminem and Spidey here. It's crispy mint, and just when you have friends like that in the community, and that's what this is all about. You know what I mean? And
shout out to Thorough. Make sure you guys are checking out his IG and his YouTube page. He actually had a sale tonight. I hope his sale went really, really good. He did a live comic book auction. So Thorough, hopefully it went really, really well. We'll find out here in the future. A lot of us are jumping to these different things to do the auctions. YouTube and IG, and a lot of us on this panel right here are jumping over in these different places. So we're going to be telling you guys throughout the next couple months how these places are working and what the sales have been like and all that stuff. So shout out to Thorough. Make sure you guys go sub up at Keep It Thorough on YouTube, one of the better content creation places out there. So yeah, Thorough is he's the man. So very, very cool.
You guys should do a podcast to like Stephen A. and Skip Bayless, dude. That would be badass, dude.
Dude, I love Thorough. Usually I send him the link. I keep forgetting. I just need to put him into the chat. Thorough, I need your Gmail link so I could just add you to the chat so you can jump in whenever you want. But yeah, that's very, very cool stuff. Yeah, really, really appreciate Thorough. So before we end the show, a big shout out again to Art by Fitz. Make sure you guys go check out his IG and his webpage. And we're going to end it the same way we found Fitz, and by going through a couple of artists that some work that I saw on IG that I really, really liked this week, and some old school artists that we love around here. This is illustration by Bowen Bramwell, and I think I've showed you his art before, but this is absolutely beautiful. Yeah, these foil art prints that he does are very trippy, mushroom-esque. just beautiful stuff. One of these days I'll pick up one of these beautiful prints that he does. So holofoil prints.
Colors are crazy.
Yeah, gorgeous, man.
Mhm.
Gorgeous. You guys know I love the psychedelic art and mushrooms on art and stuff, and the eyeballs and stuff, and he has it all right there. So very, very cool. The other thing that I love are skulls, and this is art from Embraced by Death Art. And when you put skulls and mushrooms together, I'm in. So not only are they skulls and mushrooms, they are Mario mushrooms, aka psychedelic deer piss mushrooms. That Vikings, when the Vikings would go into their battles, they would harvest the piss from reindeer that eat these mushrooms and trip balls while they were going to battle. So very, very cool. Love Amanita muscariot mushrooms, and which if you guys don't know, the whole look of Christmas for us in the modern age is based on Amanita muscariot mushrooms. That's why Santa Claus is red and white. That's why you have the Christmas tree with ornaments on it. They used to put the mushrooms grow under Christmas trees. That's why you have reindeers, because the reindeers eat the mushrooms. So Christmas and everything that we talk about, including religious aspects. If you don't know about it, a lot of you Joe Rogan fans already know about the Amanita muscariot, and the reason that a lot of people think we evolved into what we evolved are because monkeys ate those mushrooms. So interesting stuff. On to the next artist. This is Baker's on IG. And I don't know if it's a he. They have amazing art all the time. Just good stuff. Love this. Right? I mean, I love this one. Boned Ollie.
Wow.
Yeah, this is Baker's Dozen. Here you guys go. Just really, really good stuff. Cool art. Love that.
Wait.
That's hard.
Yeah.
That looks like stuff that would be on a skateboard, man. You know,
it does. That's why I love it, man. You know me. I love my old school skateboard art. I love the Santa Cruz stuff. This really reminds me of the old school Santa Cruz stuff. I love the design, the colors. I talk about the colors. So shout out to Baker's Dozen and everything that he's doing out there. It's excellent. Very, very good.
I used to have a John Lucero board, man, and like I found a deck on eBay, and they want fucking like $600-700 for it, man.
Oh yeah, bro. Oh yeah, Nostalgia Central, dude. Nostalgia Central. I want to get an exclusive comic cover done by the guy who did all the Santa Clara art. Tough guy to reach though. So, but this is very, very cool. And finally, a big shout out to one of my all-time favorite artists, that being Alex Garcia art. Alex Garcia _illustrator, who did the amazing logo for the channel. And this is a piece that he put out of Galactus this week that is absolutely amazing. So shout out to our boy Alex Garcia _illustrator on IG. Just amazing stuff. Love his art. I would love to see him do a Darkwing Duck variant. So I mean, his art is just beautiful, beautiful stuff. So
that's cool.
Yeah, we'll continue to spotlight these great artists, and hopefully give you a chance to go spend some
money. Look
money
at the Homer
with
Simpson Punisher homage.
Oh yeah, dude, they're great, bro. They're great, dude. So that one's good. This one's one.
Yeah, dude. Punisher.
Ooh,
yeah. So great stuff. Very Ron English-esque. Also, this is a great little homage to you guys. So yeah. So Alex Garcia _illustrator, one of my favorite artists out there. Make sure you guys go check him out, along with all the other artists that we spotlight on the show, including our boy Fitz, who is just doing great stuff. Fitz, you're invited anytime you want to come on, brother. We appreciate you. Keep on killing it. We're gonna keep on sending people over to your site and hopefully get you. Hey, the first comic cover that you do, you got to come on again and talk about it, because I think that's going to be happening soon, my brother.
Oh man, I'm got a lot of stuff going on next year that I hope that I can include you guys on. Man, I'm doing a lot of things. I'm trying to bridge the art and comic world here on this side of my city in the Midwest, and see I can. Hopefully next year will be the first step of it.
Amen. Amen. And the next closest con out there, let's figure out a way to get as many people together and hang out. And I can't wait till con season starts up again to see everybody out there. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's continue this. And on top of everything, I want to see your guys' finds out in the real wild. Whenever you guys are at a cool garage sale, a cool flea market, a cool half-price bookstore, videotape yourself, get involved, send it to us. Let's talk about it. We'll show it on the channel. That being said, much love to everybody. We'll see you next time. Adios.
Still waiting on that heifer, Julio. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. You're cool. You're cool. You're cool. And fuck you, I'm out.